Tiny Games here, welcome back to the channel. We had a range of great games released in 2024 and it looks like 2025 will be jam-packed full of great gaming. In today's video, I want to go over my top 10 most anticipated releases for 2025. You'll have to let me know if any of these games are on your radar and what you're most looking forward to as well. Now, before I get into the top 10, I do want to briefly mention some games I'm also looking forward to, but just sadly didn't quite reach the top 10 of the list. But I think they might be worth you guys having on your radar because they might appeal to you more than some of my other choices. So the first one is Your Tree, which is a cozy game where you build a tree. In this game, you effectively make mini dioramas centered around a tree. I think this game has a lot of cozy game, chill vibe potential, so I'm very excited to find out more about this. Next up on the list, we have Loftier. Now, this is a cozy multiplayer world where you're basically building a brighter and sustainable future. So it is a MMO effectively, I guess. Yeah. But basically it's all about sustainability. You do share this neighborhood, you know, you have your own house which you can decorate. You can also farm, you craft and things like that. I'm very intrigued to see what's to come of this game. I have been on the alpha stress test, but I really want to see more. I kind of want to get into it a bit more and find out more information about it. This is why it just missed out on a spot in the top 10 list, but I am very interested in seeing how this progresses, and perhaps, who knows, this might turn into my most anticipated game of the year once I find out more on it. We also have Projected Dreams. Now, this is a cute and cozy game where you basically play with items to create shadows. And as you match the shadows, you will uncover secrets to your past. Tiny Bookshop is literally the book lover's perfect game. I played the demo for this and it was absolutely exceptional. In this cozy game, you get to run a cute little bookstore on wheels, and I think if you are a literature, if you're a book fan, you are going to love this because the books they feature in this game that you put in your shop are real life books. They're not made up. They are actual books. So when people are asking for certain genres of books, your book knowledge is going to come in handy. Now, the next honourable mention has to go to The Witch's Bakery. Now, this is a cute, almost Ghibli-esque style game where you live your life as a witch baker in Paris. Next up, we have Lost Records Bloom and Rage, which is a Choices Matter game by Don't Nod. Now, if you're a fan of the Life is Strange series, then this is going to be a must-add for the wish list. This game follows the lives of four girls, Swan, Nora, Autumn and Kat, and it follows them during the 90s, but also their adult lives in 2022. For our last honourable mention, we have Paralives. I am really excited for a game to perhaps rival The Sims and go back to what I think The Sims should be in my eyes compared to its current state. The only reason this didn't make the top list is that I'm still not 100% sold on the art style, but I definitely think there's potential with this game. Now that we've covered the honourable mentions, let's go more in depth to my most anticipated games for 2025. First up, we have Afterlove. Now, this is a game from the makers of Coffee Talk, which is easily one of my favourite games. It's definitely up there in the top 10 list. But this game is actually set in modern day Jakarta, and it follows Rama, a young musician trying to move forward in life after the death of his girlfriend Sinta. His close friends and bandmates are determined to help him move on, and to add to this, the band have a super important gig coming up in just 1 month. And if this falls apart, then the band too could be split in ways. I played the demo for this and it was just so good. I love the art style of this game. It feels very unique. This is a rhythm game, which would usually have me quite nervous. But I did get on relatively okay with this aspect in the demo. I do feel like this game is going to be so emotional and have so much depth to its storyline, and I just cannot wait to experience it. This game is scheduled for a Q1 of 2025 release. Coming in at 9th place, we have WinterBorrow. This is a cozy survival game where you play as a mouse. You return to your woodland childhood home after living in the big city to find it in ruins, and your aunt has gone missing. In this game, you can naturally explore, gather resources, you can craft, and you can bake, as well as interacting with the locals. The art style on this game is so sweet. It has literally the most perfect cozy vibes. What's also exciting with this is that you can, of course, decorate your burrow and customize your little character, which I think is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited to get into this game and experience it when it releases sometime this year. Next on the list, we have a not so cozy game, and that is Little Nightmares 3. Now, I do have to disclaimer, I've only played the first one, but the second one is one that I've been meaning to play. Just when do I have the time? I love the spooky aesthetic of the Little Nightmare series, and I was so impressed by the first game. It created so many funny moments on stream, as well as a lot of raging, but overall it was such a fun experience. Now in Little Nightmares 3, you follow the journey of Lo and Alone, two best friends trying to find their way out of the nowhere. You can play this game as a 2-player online co-op game, or you can solo it with an AI taking control of the second character. I love the Little Nightmares games because not only is it a horror game, but they also focus a lot on puzzles, and I am completely obsessed with a good old puzzle game. This game is expected for release sometime this year. Following on in 7th place, we have Duck Detective: The Ghost of Glamping. Now, as a lover of puzzle games, and this being a sequel to Duck Detective: The Secret Salami, this was a must-add to my list. This series of games has so much humour and charm. In this game, you follow the Duck Detective as he interviews suspects, inspects evidence, and gathers the truth in another standalone mystery. This is a fully voice-acted game that's only about 2 to 3 hours long, but it will be fun for a cozy afternoon or evening in. This game is scheduled for release this year, but we don't have a date as of yet. Coming in 6th, we have Coffee Talk Tokio. Now this is the newest installment to the Coffee Talk series. In this charming game, you get to brew coffees and warm drinks in this talking visual novel. This game takes place in a fresh new setting of Tokyo, where we can experience all new adventures with new characters, and perhaps a couple of familiar faces. What I am most looking forward to with this new edition is the inclusion of stencils, so you can elevate your latte artwork, which, trust me, I so desperately need. This cozy game is scheduled for release in 2025. And now we enter my top 5 most anticipated cozy games for 2025, and we are starting off super strong with Hotel Galactic. Hotel Galactic is a cozy management game inspired by Studio Ghibli. In this cozy management game, you build and run your own hotel, turning it into the most thriving tourist destination. In this game, you get to design every aspect of your hotel, from choosing the size of your rooms to the decor you include. You also get to run a kitchen, serving up unique dishes to your hotel guests. The characters in this game seem quirky, but also very charming. I did play the alpha demo a while back on the channel, and I'm very excited to experience more from this game. The looks of this game are just so visually stunning, and I do enjoy these management style games. This kind of reminds me in a way of a more complex Spiritfarer, just perhaps without the emotional ordeal that Spiritfarer brings you. Obviously, Spiritfarer was a lot more simplistic. The rooms had set sizes that you had to manage. So this is going to be much more in-depth with a lot more customization to kind of the management style of these different rooms that you're going to have to create. Now, I do also want to say that even though I've included this on the list, the release isn't scheduled till 2026, but they are anticipating a public demo scheduled roughly for February of this year, and they're hoping for early access scheduled for Q2 of 2025. So I think we can include early access releases in this list, don't you? Coming in fourth, we have Enoy, and I am so excited for this. The Sims was one of my most beloved franchises of games till The Sims 4 happened, and I've been longing for a sim-like game to fill the void, and everything I've seen or experienced of Enoy, I think is going to fill that void. I must admit it doesn't look like it's going to have the charm or humour that The Sims 1 to 3 had, but I think what it might lack in that area, it's definitely going to make up for with its detailed looks and aesthetics. I had hours of fun on the Create a Zoid demo, and honestly, if that was just the game, I would still be so excited because that was so much fun. The way you could create so many different and unique looking Zoids, the attention to detail and the realistic design just kind of blew me away. In Enoy, you control the life of Zoids. You can customize them, you can customize their homes, you get them jobs, you experience life in the world, you can build relationships and more. It feels like a very, very realistic and in-depth simulation game. Now, I do want to add that the realistic graphics do come at a cost. This is quite a machine-intensive game. So for those playing on older laptops and such, you might need to make some upgrades before you can invest in this game. So I do recommend checking out their spec requirements on the Steam page. I know that was a point of concern when the Create a Zoid demo came out, so I just thought it was worth highlighting. This game is actually scheduled for release on March 28th. Coming in third, we have a game releasing on January 30th, and that is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Now, I was in two minds about including this because technically this game has been released for a while, just only through Apple Arcade. But since it's being released in a way that opens it up to more players, I thought I should include this. If this game had initially released just on mobile, for anything like Android as well as Apple, then I wouldn't have included it, but I'd have also played it already myself. But since I didn't have access to it and I'm only now going to be able to gain access to it, I thought I should include it in the list. Because I was absolutely devastated when this game first came out and I had no way of playing it. So I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Fun fact for you all, the first game I ever completed 100% by myself without help or assistance was Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. So Hello Kitty games are actually quite impactful to me as a gamer. Most other games I had played before then, I had actually played with family or with friends. I mean, especially with family. Gaming was such a family experience when I was a child. You know, we would all sit down, we would help each other if we got stuck on parts. You know, I regularly remember my mum and dad switching the controller over when one of them got stuck on Tomb Raider. So it's definitely something that I usually used to play games with my family, even if they were single player experiences. So for Hello Kitty to be the first game that I played fully by myself the whole way through, it had an impact on me. So naturally, other Hello Kitty games I just love and gravitate towards. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is a cozy world open adventure Basically, it features Hello Kitty and friends. You do get to make friends with the iconic beloved characters. You get to explore and restore a mysterious island. You can solve puzzles. You get to customize your character. You can cook delicious recipes and more in this cozy game. This game features 8 unique regions from the ocean to the skies. You can run, float, dive and swim around the world to uncover hidden treasures and solve mysteries of the island. I'm so excited for this game's cute and cozy release. I have been living vicariously through Sproutsy Sprout on YouTube, who has a channel full of Hello Kitty Island adventure content, so I will just shout them out at the moment because they have so much information already on the game. So I think they will definitely be my go-to when I'm trying to explore and uncover the world and learn more about it. Coming in second and very close for the top spot is Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. Now, I love Lord of the Rings and I have played so many different Lord of the Rings games. So when I found out we were getting a cozy Lord of the Rings game, I was so ecstatic. I was so excited. I fell in love with the art style when I saw this game. I know I was in the minority with that opinion, as there was a huge outcry from large content creators discussing the game as not aesthetic. Well, until they were all sent sponsorships, that is. But for me, this game has always looked like a beautiful watercolour painting, perfectly idyllic and charming for this cozy Hobbit game. This game is produced by Weta Workshop, who produce some absolutely incredible and detailed collectibles that I've been in love with for years, as well as working with film and media, so they're pretty well established. In this game, you create your own hobbit and set forth for a life in Bywater. Bywater at this point is not yet established as an official village in Hobbiton, so it's kind of up to you to help the village flourish. You get to participate in all the typical cozy game adventures such as fishing, gardening, as well as cooking. In fact, cooking plays a huge role in this game, as you can produce meals for dinner parties with the other hobbits. Naturally, as to be expected, you do also get to customise and decorate your very own hobbit hole, which will be such a cute thing to do, because realistically, who doesn't want to live in a hobbit hole? You also get to explore the gorgeous scenic views of the Shire, and I'm looking forward to escaping into this stunning world when it releases on the 25th of March. And now coming into the top spot is a game from my most favourite franchises of games, and that's Professor Leighton and the New World of Steam. Now, we don't have an official date, but they have confirmed a 2025 release. The game depicts the world 1 year after the events of Professor Leighton and the Unwound Future, or the Lost Future for my fellow Europeans as well as the Australians. This story takes place in Steam Bison, America, a world that utilises the technology of steam engines, stepping further into the future than the familiar life the Professor knows in London. A mysterious event occurs in Steam Bison, leading Luke to invite the Professor to uncover and solve a new mystery. The Professor Leighton series is honestly the most perfect series for puzzle lovers. If you are a fan of puzzles, I highly recommend this series. The stories they tell are so good and the puzzles are so fascinating. They are challenging without being too difficult. I'm so looking forward to seeing what this new installment has in store for us. I honestly cannot wait. Well, there you have it. That is my top 10 most anticipated games for 2025. A perfect blend of cozy and a dash of horror. What are your most anticipated games? Let me know in the comments down below so I can also check out your suggestions. I want to thank you so much for your time, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more cozy gaming content. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!